The dealership does not want you to know this word. That word is delete. Not delete like erasing a file. Delete like what a growing army of mechanics across this country are doing to the digital leashes automakers have buried inside your truck. They are surgically removing the systems designed to track you, charge you, and keep you permanently dependent on a dealership service bay. And once you understand how the delete loophole works, you will never look at a modern vehicle the same way again. I am Timothy, and this is Truck Breakdown. If you are new here, hit that subscribe button right now, because every single week we pull apart the financial traps and engineering scams the automotive industry does not want you to find. Subscribe first, then stay with me, because what comes next will change how you think about the truck sitting in your driveway. Here is the problem hiding in plain sight. Every truck rolling off an assembly line today is carrying hardware that has nothing to do with getting you down the road. It is hardware that serves the manufacturer, not you. We are talking about cellular telematics modules. These are small, always-on computers hardwired into your vehicle that maintain a constant connection to a corporate server. They track your location every minute of every drive. They record how hard you accelerate, how hard you brake, how often you exceed posted speed limits. They monitor your engine data and beam it back to headquarters in real time. And here's the part that should make your blood run cold. Multiple major automakers have been caught packaging that driving behavior data and selling it directly to third-party data brokers. Those brokers sell it straight to your insurance company. Drivers across America are opening insurance renewal letters and seeing their premiums jump hundreds of dollars a year. Not because they caused an accident, not because they filed a claim, but because their own truck reported them for how they drove to the grocery store on a Tuesday afternoon. You are financing this surveillance system. You are paying the registration on it. You are putting gas in it, and it is working against you every single mile. But the cellular modem is just the most obvious layer. Below that sits a web of subscription-gated features that are already physically installed in your vehicle and locked behind a monthly paywall. Remote start, advanced safety alerts, Wi-Fi hotspot, heated seat controls on some models. You paid for the hardware. It is bolted into your truck right now, but the manufacturer placed a digital toll booth between you and your own property. Miss a payment, and the feature goes dark. This is not innovation. This is a rental agreement disguised as a purchase. And mechanics have had enough. The delete loophole is the mechanical and electronic response to this corporate strategy. It is not one single fix. It is a layered approach that progressively severs the connection between your vehicle and the manufacturer's infrastructure. And the trucks best suited for this are sitting on Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist right now for between $3,000 and $8,000. We are talking about the late 1990s through early 2000s window. Pre-2008 trucks, Chevrolet Silverados with the 5.3 or the 5.7, Ford F-150S with the 4.6 or the 5.42 valve, Dodge Rams with the 5.9 Magnum. These trucks have real engines, physical wiring, analog controls, and critically, they were built before the era of embedded cellular modems and subscription feature lockouts. Here's how the delete actually works, layer by layer. Layer 1 is the telematics delete. On trucks from this golden era, the telematics systems, if present at all, are far more primitive than what you find today. But even on trucks from the mid-2000s that have basic OnStar hardware or similar systems, the cellular module is a discrete, locatable unit. It is not fused into the core vehicle architecture the way modern systems are. A competent mechanic can locate the module, disconnect it cleanly, and cap the wiring. The truck does not need it to run. The engine does not care. The transmission does not care. The only thing that changes is that a corporation stops receiving a daily report on your driving behavior. For trucks from the true analog window, the late 1990s into the early 2000s, this step does not even apply. There is nothing to disconnect because the surveillance infrastructure was never installed in the first place. That is the whole point of buying in this window. Layer 2 is the subscription bypass. Here is where it gets particularly satisfying. On trucks from this era, the feature set of the vehicle is determined by physical components, not software permissions. If the truck has a working heater, you control the heater. If the truck has power windows, you press the switch and the window moves. There is no app required. There is no monthly fee. There is no corporate server that needs to authorize your access to your own property. The window switch is just a switch. It completes a circuit and the motor runs. That is the entire transaction. No middleman, no subscription, no renewal date. Layer 3 is the diagnostic independence delete. Modern vehicles require proprietary dealer software to perform basic diagnostics. You need a specific scan tool, often one that only dealerships are licensed to use, to read fault codes and reset systems. On trucks from the pre-2008 window, the OBD 2-port reads clean with any $20 scanner from an auto parts store. You plug in, you read the codes yourself, you look up the fix, and you buy the part from whoever has the best price. AutoZone, Rock Auto, a junkyard 3 towns over. The dealership is completely cut out of the equation. You do not need their laptop, you do not need their technician, you do not need their $200 per hour labor rate just to find out what is wrong with your own truck. Layer 4 is the parts independence delete. This is the one that ties the whole strategy together. Go online right now and search for parts for a 2003 Silverado with the 5.3. You will find hundreds of listings from dozens of suppliers. The parts are cheap, they are widely available, and they are interchangeable across multiple model years because GM used these same drivetrains for over a decade. A water pump, a fuel pump, an alternator. These are commodity parts. You can buy them from multiple competing suppliers and the price reflects that competition. Now search for a proprietary infotainment control module for a 2022 truck with a touchscreen climate system. You will find one supplier, the dealer. The price will reflect that monopoly. This is not an accident. Automakers have deliberately consolidated the parts supply for modern vehicles to eliminate your ability to shop around. So here's exactly how you execute the delete loophole from start to finish. You save cash, not a loan payment. Cash somewhere between $4,000 and $8,000. You open Facebook Marketplace and you search for the specific truck in the specific window. A 1999 to 2006 Chevrolet Silverado or GMC Sierra with the 5.3. A 1997 to 2004 Ford F-15. O with the 4.62 valve. These are the targets. When you find a candidate, you look for the physical tells of a real truck. A metal key that slides into a mechanical cylinder. Chunky plastic knobs that click when you turn them. A physical gear shifter connected to the transmission with a real cable. A hood that opens to reveal an actual engine, not a wall of plastic shrouding. You pay a local independent mechanic, not a dealer, $75 to $100 for a pre-purchase inspection. You want them checking for frame rust, coolant leaks, transmission behavior, and rear main seal condition. If the truck passes, you buy it, you pay cash, and you drive it home. Once it is in your driveway, the delete process is simple. You run a $20 OBD2 scanner to confirm you have a clean baseline. You identify any telematics hardware and have it cleanly disconnected by a mechanic familiar with these trucks. You source a repair manual, either a factory service manual from eBay or a subscription to an online database, and you learn the maintenance intervals specific to your engine. You handle your own oil changes. You handle your own air filter. You handle your own spark plugs. And every time you do, you are pocketing the difference between what you paid in parts and what a dealer would have charged you in parts, plus labor, plus shop fees, plus upsells. The financial math is not even close. The average new truck payment in America right now is pushing $700 a month. Over 5 years, that is $42,000 in payments before you count the interest, the comprehensive insurance requirement, or the inevitable out-of-warranty repair bill on a system that was engineered to be unrepairable. The truck you buy under the delete loophole costs you $6,000 up front and maybe $800 a year in maintenance if you handle the wrenching yourself. After 5 years, you have spent under $11,000 total. And you still own the truck. Free and clear, no lien, no subscription, no corporate server receiving daily reports on your driving behavior. The automotive industry built a beautiful cage. Touchscreens you cannot fix, computers you cannot read, parts you cannot source, subscriptions you cannot escape. They designed the whole thing to make you feel like ownership is still possible, while quietly turning every vehicle into a long-term financial dependency. The delete loophole is the exit door they forgot to seal. The trucks from the golden era are still out there. The parts are still available. The knowledge is in the hands of independent mechanics who learned it before the software locks arrived, and none of it requires a dealership's permission. If you found this useful, hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Every week on Truck Breakdown, we break down exactly how the automotive and repair industry works, and exactly how to keep your money where it belongs, in your pocket. Drop a comment below telling us what year and model your analog truck is. We read every single one, and your experience is exactly the kind of ground truth that helps this community stay ahead of the game.